This is Gary Schnitkey, and this is a 5-minute Farm Doc Daily dealing with trends in farmland leasing arrangements. USDA lists typical farmland leasing arrangements or averages use of leasing arrangements in the Midwest as 72% of the farmland is leased with fixed cash rents, 19% with share rents, 8% with flexible cash rents, and a flexible cash rent has the rent varying with gross revenue. 1% as free agreements, which would be some agreement where they don't specify the rental or how that will be set. As you can see here that most of the arrangements are fixed cash rents followed by share rent. We also have custom farming arrangements. USDA does not list those as leasing arrangements, but we have those in Illinois, and they're used on a small amount of farmland. So we're looking at those leases, 72% in fixed cash rent, 19% in share rent. We have a bit different percentages in Illinois, and they do vary across the state. We calculated a percent of farmland in cash rents, which would include fixed and variable cash rents, and again, most of those would be fixed cash rents for farms enrolled in Illinois Farm Business Farm Management. In 1995, 49% of the land in northern Illinois was leased using cash rents, and now in 2020, it's 77%. Over time, we've seen the percent of leases move from share rent to cash rent, and that has happened all across Illinois. Northern Illinois in 2020, 77% of land was in cash rent. In central and southern Illinois, that would have been close to 53 or 54%. In central and southern Illinois, we see more of the land share rent versus cash rent, at least as compared to northern Illinois. So, over time, and in all three of these regions, we have seen a switch to cash rent. And as we've seen that switch, it's mainly from share rent to cash rent. And this does simplify the lease. The landowner no longer has to be involved in any management and doesn't have to pay for the direct cost associated with putting out a crop. So it does simplify the lease. All we have to do is specify a cash rent. It also reduces the risk to the landowner because that cash rent is known and it will not vary with gross returns. But the big but here is that it does not cause rental payments to change as economic conditions do. Share rental arrangements generally have a very high correlation with the return to the landowner to the returns to the farmland. That relationship is much less for fixed cash rents, again, because the cash rent is set at the beginning of the year. Cash rents also typically lag changes in returns, and they don't automatically adjust. Farmers and landowners have to negotiate those. Flexible cash rents are sort of halfway between those and do adjust their rents more than do cash rents, but they don't consider direct cost and government payments when calculating their payments. Over time, again, we've seen switches from share rent to cash rent, which simplifies the lease, reduces the risk, but causes rents to lag behind returns to farmland. More information can be gained in the description linked in this YouTube video.